The Chicago Bulls fall to the Sacramento Kings 126-110. We're going to be talking about the key takeaways from tonight's loss. So before we go ahead and we jump into it, I first want to remind you to slam dunk on that subscribe button, just like Modest Buzelis slam dunks in games. And so in exchange for slamming on that subscribe button, I'm going to give you nothing but daily content around the Chicago Bulls. And so make sure that you hit that like, you hit that subscribe, and you join the Chicago Bulls Insider family as we talk nothing but Chicago Bulls basketball. And so with that being said, let's go ahead and let's jump into it as we're talking about the key takeaways from tonight's loss against the Sacramento Kings. And so I always like to start with just really the things that describe what we saw in this game. And so I have two quick points. Number one, we did see some highlights from several different players. I thought that Josh Giddey, Tre Jones, Modest Buzelis, and even Gershon Yabusele, everybody had some nice highlights in this game, but that just really wasn't enough as the Sacramento Kings really controlled this game throughout. This was not a game that was very close. And so now I wanted to go ahead and jump into just the starters and the benches. We're going to take a look at each player and their performance here. And so starting with the starters for the Chicago Bulls and starting with Josh Giddey. And so Josh Giddey, Modest Buzelis, Jalen Smith, and Patrick Williams were all listed as questionable. I talked about this on the pregame video, and they all ended up playing. And so I think that starting with Josh Giddey, I think that he had a solid performance because he did get to another triple-double, which actually that passed Scottie Pippen there, I believe, on the list with the triple doubles. He's got 27, I believe, in his NBA career, and he's got 16 triple doubles with the Chicago Bulls. And so once again, showing that he could be a triple double threat out there. And so 15 points in this game. You see that he had the 3 turnovers in this one. He had 10 assists. He had 12 rebounds. He was 1 of 1 from the free throw line, 2 of 6 from deep, and 6 of 13 from the field in 34 minutes. I thought that he had some good highlights. He had, a nice little lob pass that he got there to Nick Richards. He also knocked down some 3-point shots. He got a nice little and 1-2 in the fourth quarter. And so a solid game for Josh Giddey after a slow start. Next up, Tre Jones. And so with Tre Jones, I thought that Tre Jones had another solid performance. He continues to play well for the Chicago Bulls, and he continues to just show how crafty he is when he's driving to the basket by shielding off defenders and things like that. So 12 points in this one, a -16 in the plus-minus box score. He did have 5 assists in this game, 1 rebound. He also was 2 of 3 from the free throw line, 0 of 3 from downtown, and 5 of 10 from the field in 32 minutes. Next up, Modest Buzelis. And so with Modest Buzelis, man, he had a slow start in this game, but really got it going on because at one point in time, Modest Buzelis only had 2 field goals, and he was making a lot of his points from the free throw line. As you can see, he made it there 9 times, and he hit 8 of those. And so Modest Buzelis really picked it up from the field, but he got it going at the free throw line first. And he did have a highlight dunk because there was a nice save there from Yabusele. I believe it was in the first half, might have been in the second half, but he had a nice save. And he got it to Modest Buzelis, and then Modest Buzelis comes in and gets a nice dunk over Leonard there, the rookie for the Sacramento Kings. And so Modest Buzelis continues to highlight reel, continues to show the athleticism, and I like the fact that he was able to come back after a tough start here. And so 20 points, a -4 in the plus-minus box score. He did have 3 turnovers in this game. He did also come up with 3 blocks as well. So he did get off to a slow start with that, but picking right back up because remember, he's trying to get to 100 blocks by the end of the season here. And so he did have 4 assists in this game. He also had 8 rebounds, and he was 8 of 9 from the free throw line, 2 of 6 from deep, and 5 of 12 from the field in 30 minutes. And so a solid performance for him. Next up, Isaac Okoro. And so with Isaac Okoro, look, I think that he had a solid game, especially to start off. I think for Isaac Okoro, you see that he had the 9 points, a -9 in the plus-minus box score. Really struggled with the foul trouble today. Did foul out of the game. He was 3 of 4 from the free throw line, 2 of 5 from deep, 2 of 5 from the field in 24 minutes. And so just a tough night defensively for Isaac Okoro. Next up, Gershon Yabusele. And so for Yabusele, look, I think that he played extremely hard. I talked about the hustle play that he had, and it was a nice play where he saved the ball and got it to Modest Buzelis for that dunk. But I think for him, this was probably I'd say the least aggressive that we've seen him on offense in this game. Like, he just really wasn't looking too much for his shot. He was kind of handling the ball a little bit. As you see, he had the 3 assists with the 5 rebounds, the 4 points, just 1 turnover in this one. He was 1 of 6 from the field and just 1 of 3 from deep in 22 minutes. And so just not a whole bunch from Garshawn Yabusele today, but he did play hard. Next up, Jalen Smith. And so for Jalen Smith, he returns back from that calf injury. He was battling a little bit, I think, with the foul trouble too, even though he just had 3 fouls. But you could tell that he was a bit off of rhythm today. He did come out, knocked down an early 3-point shot. He did get to 4 points in this one. Just 3 rebounds in this game. He also had a block shot in this game as well. 1 of 4 from the free throw line, 1 of 5 from deep, and 1 of 6 from the field in 20 minutes. Next up, Patrick Williams. And so Patrick Williams, the 5 points, a negative 18 in this one. He did have a block shot, 1 of 4, 2 of 6 in 17 minutes. Just really wasn't too effective in this game. Next up, Leonard Miller. You see, only got the 1 minute in this game. I think that was probably one of the more disappointing things that we saw in this game. I thought that he should have certainly got some minutes. Even if Patrick Williams returned with the way that Leonard Miller has been playing, I think you still need to evaluate him and see what you got. So I think that was disappointing in this one. Next up, Nick Richards. And so with Nick Richards, he continues to show that he should be back with the Bulls. I mean, I think that he shows that, number one, he can be a lob threat. Number 2, he gets another block shot, so showing you the rim protection. And number 3, he's showing you he can be a double-double machine. And so I like that. Once again, he's getting to the double-double. And so 10 points, he was a +5, 11 rebounds as well. 3 of 8 from the field, 4 of 7 from the free throw line in 21 minutes. And so he could have had a better game, but he just couldn't knock down the free throws for whatever reason. Next up here, looking at Colin Sexton. And so with Colin Sexton, this is probably going to be, I think, another disappointing thing here for the Chicago Bulls, because Colin Sexton was having quite the game. He's now got, I think, 4 straight 20-point games for Colin Sexton right now. So he's been on a heater. He had 7 threes in this game. And so I think that was right at a career high for him. And he goes down with a leg contusion. And so at about the 6:30 mark here left in the game, it was Casey Johnson that came on that said that he was going to be out for the rest of the game with a leg contusion. And so that just really sucks, because Colin Sexton played extremely well. He kept the Bulls in this thing. And this is why I continue to talk about him as a player that could be back with the Chicago Bulls, because you just need that type of energy and you just need that type of scoring punch off your bench. And so 28 points, a -9 in the plus-minus box score, 3 assists, 3 of 4 from the free throw line, 7 of 9 from downtown, and 9 of 12 from the field in 22 minutes. Again, I loved everything that I saw from Colin Sexton, and maybe this game could have been a bit closer for the Bulls had he still been out there. Next up, Rob Dillingham. And so for Rob Dillingham today, yes, he knocked down the 3-point shot in this one. And yes, he shows that he's got the speed and the handles. But aside from that, I really didn't see too much else from Rob Dillingham, which again kind of points to what I was saying just about a video ago, that if Colin Sexton continues to play like this, and then you do ultimately bring back Colin Sexton and Rob Dillingham doesn't catch on with the Chicago Bulls, maybe Colin Sexton is maybe more that fit that the Bulls will go with long term there. But let's see what happens here. Rob Dillingham, look, I wanted to see a little bit more. He got the 15 minutes there. Perhaps you want to see some more from him, but man, I just didn't see a whole bunch when he was out on the field, or out on the court, I should say. And so, with that being said, that was the starters and that was the bench performers here for this one. And so again, a tough one for the Chicago Bulls. Next, jumping into the team box score for the Bulls. So starting with the Bulls from the field today, I thought that the Bulls, for the most part, just really they could have done a lot better than they did with their shot selections and things like that. So 42% from the field. You see that the Kings were 45% from the field. You see the 3-point percentage was the same there for the Kings and the Bulls, 38% there. Then the free throw percentage, that was very disappointing for the Bulls. And so you see that they shot 68%. I talked about Nick Richards. He lost or left a lot at the line there in this game. And so just collectively as a team, the Bulls didn't take care of business there. The rebounds, 55-49, go to the Kings. 33-27. Kings lead in the assist, 5-2 with the steals. That goes to the Kings. 6-6 with the blocks, 14-4 in the turnovers there. And so the Bulls struggle with the turnovers. They gave up the 13 points off of their turnovers. You see the Kings only had 4 turnovers in this one. And I think that came down to Russell Westbrook, man, playing a very good point guard play for them today. I thought that he did an excellent job of setting up the Kings today. And then when you look at the fast break points, 9-9 there, the points in the paint, 68-36. That was all the Kings. And then when you look at just the fouls there, 21-19. And so the Bulls got to the free throw line. They just did not make those. And so, the Bulls fall to the Sacramento Kings in this one. This is a tough loss because, you get back your players and everything else. And they played well for the most part, especially Josh Giddey. And then also, too, I think Buzelis played well. And then Jalen Smith, like I said, just seemed to be out of rhythm. I think that we got some good stuff here from Tre Jones, which we continue to get. But, the Bulls lose Colin Sexton. We'll find out if he's able to return in this upcoming game. And so that's unfortunate. I still think that Leonard Miller not playing is another thing that the Bulls, should have done in this one as well. And also, too, I think just a side note before we get out of here is I think that the Bulls also get another lesson about why it is going to be important to execute in this upcoming NBA draft. Because when you look at the Sacramento Kings and you look at their 2 rookies, I think that both of those played well. Both of the rookies played well. And I think that the one rookie that I talked about that the Bulls should have probably went after was going to be Maxime Renaud. And he had a great game. He had 26 points, a plus 15 in the plus-minus box score. He had 11 rebounds. I believe he leads the rookies in double-doubles. He was 10 of 20 from the field, 6 of 6 from the free throw line. And I think Russell Westbrook continued to feed him and get him into the good pockets. Nick Clifford, another player that we talked about as well, had the 8.6 rebounds and 3 assists. But back to Renaud, look, he was a second-round pick in this last draft. And so the Bulls have a ton of second round picks. And this is why you take your second round picks very serious. And this is also, too, why you might want to pair a couple picks together to go out and get you a big man. And so hopefully the Chicago Bulls take note of that, and they are going to be looking to really upgrade this roster in this upcoming NBA draft along with free agency. And so anyway, you guys let me know in the comments what you guys think about this game and the key takeaways from that. Again, the Bulls lose 126-110. We'll be talking more about the Chicago Bulls. And until the next one, look, as we always say, go Bulls. I'll see you on the next one. All right, peace.